Oh, hi! Do you like my color? I must say that pink really suits my persona's palette, but in reality, I don't wear it too much. And that has to do with the practical function that props usually serve. In so many years around this fandom, many have focused on what complements your persona aesthetically, and hey, that's perfect. I am a big supporter of complementing your fursuit with extra details. This color is proof of that, for example. But what about the bigger role of these extra elements in the fursuiting experience? Hi everyone, this is Zyly the Fox, and welcome to a brand new video. Owning fursuiting gear that helps you look more in character is quite an old concept actually. It only takes a few minutes to see graphic records of our fandom to actually realize that these items have been long present around us. But what are they called? If you're new online or to the furry fandom altogether, these are called fursuit props. A while ago, I made a video on my personal choice of the best props for a fursuiter, and I'll be excusing myself on the fact that that video was actually very old, and the quality was amateur too. But I must acknowledge that the main thesis of that vlog was merely the aesthetic feature of a fursuit prop, which is what I am to change in the thesis of this sorta remake. To clarify, when I refer to the mere aesthetic feature of fursuit props, I am pointing out that items like this burger or this bandana make to a complementary cute factor that adds to the beauty of a fursuiter. Oof, oh my gosh, this bandana actually looks really beautiful in me. And so, by putting it on, you can see that I look a little cuter, even if I will deny that I said this in the comments. Yet, on a more practical note, and in a way, giving an extra thought to that old video that I mentioned, the passing of time made me realize that not only should a fursuit prop be visually appealing, but also they need to serve a function. What does that mean? Well, I believe that they in turn should help me make my fursuiting experience more enjoyable. To illustrate, a fursuit harness, for example, could boost your pictures and at the same time can also serve as a, hanging spot for badges, for example. In the same line, some fursuit props have also evolved. For example, in the past, and well, also today, why not, it was very common to have a plushie of something that represents your persona. I remember buying this donuts in one of my trips, and on the same note, you can see online stores selling many other items like, for example, bones, mascot plushies, and even pieces of meat for, my yin friends, right? As these items sometimes might mean an extra burden, especially while suiting out, some prop makers have seen this necessity to aim at functionality as well. How can we make, for example, a big bone both aesthetic and also useful? Well, you can store things inside and thus that bone will help you carry your belongings. And there you go, with just two simple things, you've got yourself a bag. This train of thought was particularly useful when I bought this piece of meat bag for one of my friends. And both the vibe it gives and the practical use she can actually put in it are two key factors to determine the real value that this item actually has. Additionally, many other props had followed the same fate. In doing that, they began to serve both an aesthetic role but also a more practical feature. For instance, you know that wearing these costumes is quite hot sometimes, especially if you suit around underneath the sun for a long period of time. So it's quite natural that given how creative and tech-savvy this fandom is, well, it's natural that many developed in fursuit fans to cool down while they spend a good time in a fursuit. That idea was revolutionary back in the day, or at least it was for me. I mean, seeing a fursuit head with a built-in fan was mind-blowing, even if for some it's just basic mechanics, okay? Just leave me alone, okay? Grrr. Likewise, in time, technology also advanced and fursuit fans became not only practical, but an item that also transmit cuteness and focus on the cute aspects. Why? Because in doing so, Fursuit fans adopted shapes, they adopted also colors, and even styles, imitating other props. And that was, let me tell you, completely a win-win situation for prop makers actually. I mentioned my burger plushie before, and that shows how a cute feature can also become functional with time. Do you know how? Well, install a fan inside and there you go, you got something that looks cute and also at the same time serves a function. Like this, there are many examples. I've seen cookie fans, also ice cream shaped ones too, and even cans of Monster with fans inside, which, you know, will help you mitigate the heat of a fursuit. And trust me, at the same time, this innocent, kinda child-looking feature that some fursuiters have. However, there's a line that will move, if you know what I mean, from side to side, that will favor either cuteness or functionality, and that line requires that you sacrifice one of the features. You know, it's a little complicated, so let me explain. Let's take this ice cream example. According to reviewers, the original intention when they bought this ice cream sheet fan was to look mostly cute as they should, while ventilation and functionality was on a lower order of priorities. This leads me to believe that the cuter the prop is, the more function we sacrifice. And in this case, the strength or power of the fan is in a way limited so as to look cuter. Now, should you compare it to this fan right here? Oh boy, do things change. Gonna get a little personal here and justified my choice. I really suffer summer like a lot, which means that heat is actually a big issue while I am in suit. Now, if you turn this on, you can see that it is actually kind of strong, you know? But here's the thing, I'd rather have this T-shaped fan that actually makes my fursuiting experience more manageable during hot days than to just own a good looking prop. But hey, that's just me. For, you know, the cheeky one saying I'm a hater. I am not a hater. Economic wise, they are mostly the same price as a custom-made prop-looking fan, yet the fan power is significantly stronger. I mean, I had a turbine next to me. Therefore, if you're looking for something that actually blows wind, you can definitely opt for this Kike fan, which you can buy for just $100. Side note, I use it to also clean my computer, so it's like a win-win situation for me as well. But just wanted to say that. However, other less strong options but more aesthetic also have quite interesting benefits. They are great for photos, they are less heavy than this fan, which actually is a little heavier than every other prop I've ever had before, and they are easier to carry. This is actually heavy and not very fursuiting friendly in the sense that even if the battery lasts quite a lot, see that I cannot control it with my paws on. And because of that, I tend to ruin the magic most of the time while I use it. Thing that doesn't seem to happen with other fans, but I don't care. I mean, breaking the magic in 2025, seriously. Anyways, but hey, when it comes to both functionality and aesthetics, you have to sacrifice some in order to get what you want. But what you guys think? Would you prefer to suit in a cuter way, or would you rather go for a more practical prop? Were I to choose, I'd go for practical uses, but that's just me. I'll be reading the comments and see your suggestions, so comment them down below. Don't forget to also like this video and share it with your friends, because maybe they know about other examples of fursuit props that actually, you know, serve cuteness and also have a good functionality in terms of fursuiting and, you know, make it easier a bit, you know. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and take good care of yourselves, everyone. See you all in my next video. Meow!